We're finally ready to do a Q&A. We got so many amazing questions. We've decided to break it up into different pieces. And so today's theme is vlogging. Was it a weird conversation with Kendra when you wanted to start daily vlogging, or was it a complete mutual decision?
It was so weird.
The first answer is it was definitely a mutual decision. We're not going to go into something this life-consuming without it being a mutual decision, but it was definitely all his idea. He found out about daily vlogging from watching Sam and Nia last April, and he came to me right away and was like, "This is amazing, I want to do this with our family." And I was like, no. And then he like waited a little longer and showed me some more videos, and he's like, "I really want to do this with our family." I'm like, "No, absolutely not, no way." And I think I was just nervous. I'm more quiet or reserved or private than he is.
She doesn't look like it, but Kendra really is an introvert.
I can be kind of shy, and like it just seemed like it would be really time consuming, and like putting yourself on the internet, like who does that?
Privacy issues, safety issues.
So I just was like, no, and it took him until August to talk me into it.
How did that break through?
I saw that you were relentless.
Oh, good. It was the same way I got her to marry me.
And for me, what it really came down to was seeing how excited he was about it, and seeing some of the wonderful things about vlogging, and also we prayed about it together as a couple, and that really helped me feel comfortable moving forward.
Yeah. So the next question is, why did we start YouTube? And we actually did a whole video on this early on. It's called Why We Vlog, and I'll put it in the link. And that explains it, but like the main points of it are we want to capture these memories, we want to, continue to build relationships with family and friends that are far away.
And create new friendships and relationships with people. And honestly, Jeremy loves editing. He loves creating, and it's a passion of his.
Yeah. So. The next stuff was kind of the technical parts of vlogging. What's our camera, editing software, who edits? So I'm the editor. I ended up getting a cheap...
I edited once. Come on.
That's true. We're co-editor as Kendra. I use a really cheap editing software. It's Movie Studio 12 Platinum. It's the cheap version of Sony Vegas, last year's version. I bought it for $30. I've edited on big programs, Final Cut, Avid. I've done professional editing before in my past. But I just wanted something that was simple and met my needs for this, and that was what I chose. Our camera, I'm looking at it right now. It's the Canon PowerShoot S120. We've been really happy with it. What's our vlogging routine? That's the next question.
Every day during the day we vlog. And then
like video stuff.
And then in the evening, after the kids are in bed, Jeremy uploads the footage and edits the video while I respond to comments, and usually I also make the thumbnail for the video. All of that is kind of interchangeable, except for I never do his job.
Yeah.
So sometimes he responds to comments and makes the thumbnail. It just kind of depends on the night. And then we render and upload the video through the night so that hopefully it's up early in the morning. That's what we're trying to stick to.
Yeah.
So.
And so we sit next to each other while I'm editing, and I'll ask questions like, "Hey, what do you think of this or that?" And she'll be like, "Hey, what would you say to this question?" And so we're working together through that whole evening part. And so that's an important part of our routine.
How do other family members and friends feel about you vlogging?
Well, we don't know what they actually think.
We only know what they tell us. So, our family and friends are super supportive. We feel really grateful for that. We told our family and a few close friends before we even started, and I think there were some concerns, like how in the world are you going to fit that into your life? And just privacy things. But even the family members that aren't really interested in being on the vlog have been really supportive. They're like our biggest cheerleaders.
It's so fun to get a text from a friend that lives far away saying something about the vlog, like, "Oh, that was so funny to see that." And our family has been really great. So.
Yeah. How long do you guys think you are going to do the YouTube thing?
I can't imagine stopping YouTube altogether, just because I love making videos, and it's been so fun to connect with people. I don't know that we'll daily vlog forever, just because it is a much bigger commitment. But we have a long list of ideas, and it's a growing list of things that we want to put out onto YouTube, and so I think we'll be doing that forever.
My question is, how do you find time to edit and post these vlogs every day, and do you ever get tired and want a break? So the way we find the time is in the evenings we used to like sit and relax and maybe watch a show together and then go to sleep. So we cut out watching shows and sleeping.
Perfect.
It's a great solution.
Sorry, we're all like super tired right now if you can't tell. But
Jeremy has not slept a ton since we started
Yeah.
YouTube. It is getting better though. Like I feel like there was a learning curve and we're moving beyond the learning curve and getting into kind of more of a routine that's sustainable. If we ever get tired and want a break, so I'm obviously with this man every day, and I think there's maybe been 2 times in the last 5 months that he's like, I don't really feel like making a video. And then he like sits there and he's watching the footage and then he starts laughing to himself and he's like, this is going to be a good one. And so he just really, really likes editing. I think on my end, sometimes I am more tired, but the end product is something that we both really enjoy. What advice would you give to someone starting on YouTube, Jeremy?
my biggest thing is you don't have to reinvent the wheel. We love video creators. That's the Tim Schmoyer. He has a lot of great content, things you can read, things you can
We'll put that
watch.
in the links below as well.
Yeah. And the other thing too is when we started off with daily vlogging, we were just filming too much. Like we wanted to capture everything, and when you have 4 really cute kids, like you'll get an hour and a half of footage, and it
That
just
just
takes
makes
too long.
it difficult. I would give the advice to really go out and enjoy making real friendships. I think that's definitely been my favorite and most fulfilling part of YouTube, has been building real relationships with other vloggers. There's just something really special about a vlogging friendship.
Well, and viewers. It's
Yes,
amazing
it's
how,
true.
you know, your little picture that you have and the comments that you send us, like, we are happy. Like,
Yeah.
I right now in my mind, I'm thinking of at least 6 or 7 viewers where it's like, I'm happy every time I see your comments
And you look
because...
forward to them. So the
So-
relationships, focusing on the relationships and enjoying building those new friendships.
Yeah.
So,
Okay,
which
last
brings us to our next question, which was, what's your favorite thing about
question.
YouTube? So that's my favorite thing about YouTube, is the friendships and the relationships. What's your favorite thing?
I think that is probably my favorite thing. That's really fulfilling. But another thing that I really have loved about YouTube is just having those memories captured. There have been times where I don't watch our vlogs very often because I just don't have time. And every once in a while I'll go back a month ago or 2 months ago. We've only been vlogging for 5 months. So,
Less than that.
but I'll go
Right.
back, 3 months ago, and I'll start watching one of the vlogs and remember stuff that I had already forgotten, and just smile about it and be so happy that it's there.
See how much Caleb and Laura have grown in that time.
Yeah.
And changed.
Yeah.
It's just amazing.
But I'll get to the end slate of that video and then just want to watch the next one. And by the end of it, I'll be like, I watched 3 or 4 of the vlogs, and just so happy that we have that and that it will always be there, and that 20 years from now we can go back and watch that again. That's a really exciting thing about YouTube.
So we hope that answered some of your questions about vlogging.
Yeah. We have more questions coming soon with different categories that we hope you will enjoy.
Some like silly question ones and relationship question ones. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
But if you have any more questions, just be sure to put them in the comments below, and I will respond to them in the evening during our vlogging routine. And if it's for Jeremy, I'll ask him. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. We really appreciate it.
Yeah.
And jhouse out.
Good night.
Okay, we're headed into the rental house. Come on, let's show you around.